Welcome to Blame the Bible study where we actually read all the horrible parts of Christianity they don't like to talk about in church. Today we'll be reading the book of Numbers, chapter 5. And you might be shocked to find out that the first people to perform abortions were actually the priests. Let's find out about this wonderful ritual ordained by the Lord. And as we're reading, please keep in mind the modern Christian stance on a woman's right to choose and see if what they believe actually lines up with what the book that started their whole religion actually says. The test for an unfaithful wife. Verse 11. Then the Lord said to Moses, "Speak to the Israelites and say to them, if a man's wife goes astray and is unfaithful to him, so that another man has sexual relations with her, and this is hidden from her husband and her impurity is undetected, since there is no witness against her, and she has not been caught in the act. And if feelings of jealousy come over her husband, and he suspects his wife, and she is impure, or if he is jealous and suspects her even though she is not impure, then he is to take his wife to the priest." Okay, let's just think about what we just read for just 1 second, okay? So in this hypothetical situation that the Lord is talking about to Moses, supposedly, right? It could just be the voices in Moses' head. Who knows? If a man simply suspects or is jealous, thinking that his wife has been unfaithful, but there is no witnesses, she has not been caught in the act, her impurity is undetected, she could be impure or she might not be impure, it doesn't really matter. But just if he is jealous or suspicious, then he gets to take her to the priest. And let's see what wonderful things are going to happen to this woman, whether or not she's actually done anything. Okay. But side note, being unfaithful to one's spouse, that's your prerogative, right? Consenting adults, oh well. But in the Bible, women were considered their husband's property. I honestly don't understand why any woman would like this religion. But moving on. So the man is supposed to make an offering of 1/10 of an ephah of barley flour on her behalf. He must not pour olive oil on it or put incense on it because it's a grain offering for jealousy, a reminder offering to draw attention to wrongdoing. So he's bringing, these oils and these plants. I mean, this sounds an awful lot like witchcraft to me, or, something you'd see in a pagan ritual. I'm here for it, but it doesn't seem consistent with what, the Christians of this century approve of, okay? Verse 16, the priest shall bring her and have her stand before the Lord. Then he shall take some holy water in a clay jar and put some dust from the tabernacle floor into the water. Okay? Why not? After the priest has had the woman stand before the Lord, he shall loosen her hair, scandalous, and place in her hands the reminder offering, the grain offering for jealousy, while he himself holds the bitter water that brings a curse. Hold up. That sounds a lot like a potion. I believe there is another law in the Bible that says anyone who makes a potion is to be put to unalive. This ritual that God's telling Moses that they should be doing really does not seem to be in line with the other laws in this book, right? I guess if a priest of the Lord does it, it's okay to do all these witchy rituals. All right, moving on. But think about this. It's bitter water that brings a curse. Bitter water. So it's not normal water. Probably tastes horrible. and it brings a curse. I think it's poison, y'all. He's got some poison. What's he going to do with the poison? Then the priest shall put the woman under oath and say to her, if no other man has had sexual relations with you, and you have not gone astray and become impure while married to your husband, may this bitter water, poison, that brings a curse not harm you. But if you have gone astray while married to your husband, and you have made yourself impure by having sexual relations with a man other than your husband, here the priest is to put the woman under this curse. All this cursing, it just don't sound very Christian. May the Lord cause you to become a curse among your people when he makes your womb miscarry and your abdomen swell. Oh my goodness. This poison is going to make her miscarry. May this water that brings a curse enter your body so that your abdomen swells or your womb miscarries. Then the woman is to say, amen, so be it. Of course. Why wouldn't she have a problem with this, right? She should be fine with this. This is crazy, y'all. This man is basically trying to give her the morning after pill, right? But it's like this, water. It's a bitter water that holds it. It's a poison he's going to give to this woman, right? And if she's pregnant, because presumably she could only be pregnant if she went astray and had relations with a man that was not her husband, right? So if she's pregnant, this is going to end her pregnancy. It's going to make her miscarry. The Lord is telling Moses to have the priests do this to women. The Lord is instructing them on how to perform abortions. Doesn't say anything in here about, what month of the pregnancy she might be in. Is it a late-term abortion? It doesn't even say, right? Was not important for them to include. This book, this Bible, is pro-abortion, guys. It's instructing them on how and when they should do it. Let that sink in for a second. The priest is to write these curses on a scroll and then wash them off into the bitter water. He shall make the woman drink the poison that brings a curse, and this poison that brings a curse and causes bitter suffering will enter her. I don't like how they phrased that. The priest is to take from her hands the grain offering for jealousy, wave it before the Lord, and bring it to the altar. The priest is then to take a handful of the grain offering as a memorial offering and burn it on the altar. So much of this sounds like pagan rituals, right? They're casting a spell, a curse on this woman. After that, he is to have the woman drink the water. If she has made herself impure and been unfaithful to her husband, this will be the result. When she is made to drink the water that brings a curse and causes bitter suffering, it will enter her. Her abdomen will swell and her womb will miscarry. And she will become a curse, meaning she's going to be barren. She won't be able to bear any more sons for Israel. If, however, the woman has not made herself impure but is clean, she will be cleared of guilt and will be able to have children. I wonder how often that happened. How many times did they do this? And the woman was just fine after drinking this bitter water. It doesn't say. Y'all. Verse 29. This then is the law of jealousy when a woman goes astray and makes herself impure while married to her husband, or when feelings of jealousy come over a man because he suspects his wife. Don't be suspicious. The priest is to have her stand before the Lord and is to apply this entire law to her. The husband will be innocent of any wrongdoing, of course, but the woman will bear the consequences of her sin. We got to show this to the pro-lifers. But don't blame me, it's in the Bible.